It doesn't rain ever. It has not rained hay. Fuck you. I don't believe for a second that you don't know what's happening in that fucking baseball game right now. And the Dodgers are getting crushed by the Cards 9-0 in the Oh, eat my balls. Do you even remember what the postseason is like, Houston? But I didn't come here to get into a sports ball fight with my partners. I came here to amuse you with true but embarrassing stories about myself. I would do that now. I'm going to tell you a true tale that is a cautionary tale with a moral at the end. As I said when I walked out here, it never rains where I live. In fact, there's a song called It Never Rains in Southern California. It was actually just a person telling someone what goes on where we live, and they turned it into a pop song in the 60s. So because of that, my front lawn got dead, as lawns sometimes do. And one of my neighbors was not okay with this. And she sent a letter to the city. Instead of coming over and taking care of my lawn for me, which is what she could have done if she was so fucking concerned about it, and I had to replace my lawn. So I tore out my existing lawn, and I went to go get sod to put down now. I've been around a little bit of Texas. That's why I'm in my Texas camouflage. Nobody knows. I know you can't even tell. You can't even see me. Right? I know, it's amazing. I look exactly like, hey, don't say I look like a Cowboys fan. That was a horrible thing to say.
I was at a bar and these three guys asked him their IQ in Alaska, 60 or something, and they're like, oh, Cowboys.
I had to put sod down in my front yard. Now, living here in Texas, I've seen it. It's very green. You probably don't know what this is. I'll tell you. It's like hair plugs for your lawn. You go to a farm, and they just cut up a bunch of grass, and they give it to you in little squares, and you assemble it. It's almost like assembling Lego, I guess, or building a Carcassonne board, or assembling a tan board. It's amazing. So I did this at great expense, and I put down this big, beautiful line, looked out at roughly 1,200 square feet or something of just gorgeous lawn. I was like, this is amazing. I worked all day doing it. It looks gorgeous. I walked out and I was like patting the grass, sort of like petting it, right? I was like, grass, you're doing a great job, man. You're gonna put your roots down into the soil, and you're gonna rejoin the earth, and then you're just gonna reach up for the sky. And you're going to try to grow and get tall and wonderful and successful, and then about once a week I'm going to come cut your head off. This is a metaphor for the middle class in America. By the way, big fucking thanks for putting Ted Cruz in Congress, you guys. That's right. One guy said apology accepted. Anyway, I have this gorgeous lawn, right? Ted Cruz sucks. Ted Cruz does suck. I have this gorgeous, beautiful lawn, and I go inside. Go Reddit, go home. So I go to bed and I come up the next morning. And I go out to sort of survey my lawn, right? I've got my coffee and my bathrobe and my pipe and slippers and my 1950s hairdo and everything. I walk out to look at what's going on, and my lawn is fucked. Little pieces of my lawn are just rolled up all over the place. Like somebody went around in the middle of the night and was just like, I'm just going to roll up your lawn and it needs little bald spots. And I was looking at it like, well, maybe it's a coded message. No, it's not. Maybe it's an 8-bit representation of a space invader, because if it is, then I'm going to leave it, because fuck you, lady across the street. That's awesome. But it's just random. So I go out and I roll it all back down. The next day, it's happened again. So I figured this has got to be one of the animals that lives in my neighborhood, because there's a lot of wildlife around us. And fuck you, wildlife, seriously. Like, we have encroached on your land for a reason, and we claimed it because we're Americans and that's what we do. So I go across the street and I explain what's going on to one of my neighbors across the street, and I say, so I don't know what is going on here. And he says, oh, it's skunks. The skunks come out at night, and they love to eat the little grub worms and gross things that live down in the dirt. So what happens is the skunks come up, and they're sort of like, ooh, and they pop it up like a ramen thing, and they roll it back and they eat the grubs out. But then they leave, and they don't clean up after themselves because skunks are dicks. They're assholes. And I said, well, that's true, but what am I going to do? Like, just stand out there and be like, go away, skunks. And because I'm losing that. And he says, no, you just go and get some red pepper flakes that you put on pizza. Get a big jug of red pepper flakes, and you can spread it around your lawn. And what happens is it creates this scent that skunks don't like. And the skunks they'll leave. They won't cross it. So I'm like, awesome. I will do that, and I go to the store and I buy the biggest, like, fucking military size jug of, like, I'm gonna put a body in this when it's empty and send somebody to Belize kind of like thing. Dude, in Austin, there's a chicken restaurant that looks like Pollos Hermanos. Yeah, and today we saw a guy who looked just like Tuco driving like a full-on Tuco hoopty. And he was wearing a Heisenberg t-shirt. And we were like, we have fallen into someone's Breaking Bad fan fiction. And it's getting real. We left before things got too weird. Anyway, I buy this giant thing because the thing is, I love spicy food. The food cannot be too spicy for me. I love it. I'm crazy about it. I put hot sauce on everything. I have discovered that I can aerosolize and weaponize Cholula and Tapatio simply by missing the eggs and just letting them hit the pan, right? I mean, it's fantastic. So I love hot sauce, lots of things, right? So I'm gonna get like just this huge thing of like chili flakes so that when I'm done, put them out in the yard, I've got extra to put in my food. Because I feel that my food that I've eaten, I have not been successful in my spicy preparation of my food unless when I shit the next day, I feel like it's cosplaying like Wolverine. Just snicked and on the way out. Straight down. Adamantium in your asshole all the way. Just pulling it out. I have to say to my wife, I've got to go take a hedgehog. I want it to be like punk rock spikes on a leather jacket. That's how I write myself notes like, dear future me, I'm so sorry. But this burrito was really good. And then I send myself messages back like, dear me from 12 hours ago, you fucking sadist. I hope putting all those jalapenos on that hamburger was worth it, you dick. Sort of a dysfunctional relationship with myself. So I take this huge jug of pepper flakes out and I put it around the yard, right? And sort of like I'm like a farmer. I'm sowing chili pepper flakes, right? I put it out and I build like a chili pepper flake moat around the house. It's really awesome, right? And I have created what I hope will be an impenetrable barrier around the house. And I've filled it in a few places and I've shored it all up. And it looks terrific. And I'm like, okay, lawn, you're safe. And I go into the house, and I pick up my jug of stuff and I put it up in the pantry. And I go back to the back of the house. Because I want to tell my wife, I've done an amazing thing. Right? There's a reason there's a Gardner Wheaton in Pokemon XY. Okay? It's because of me in 2007. and on my way back to the bedroom, I realized that I have to pee. So I go into the bathroom, and I go to. Some of you have read ahead. Stay with me. Okay, no skipping to the bottom of the page. So I have so here's the thing. So dudes will know this, and lady dudes, I'm just gonna let you know a secret, okay? Dudes, when we pee, there is a 100% chance that we're gonna pee just all over everything. We are messy. We're a disaster. One of the best parts about having male children is that you have plausible deniability. Like all the pee that's all over everything. I don't know how the pee got on the Better Homes and Gardens bank in the back of the toilet seat. That's strange. Ryan must have just been like. This happens. And if you want to sort of get a visual approximation of what this is like, just put a nozzle on a garden hose and crank it up to maximum and walk away. And that's basically what it's like, just every time. It's everywhere, okay? But that's all right. We have been given by nature the ability to protect ourselves from this sort of mess thing. We just grab hold and aim. So that's what I do. And taking care of business, right? And here's the thing you need to know about me. Sometimes when I pee, I put my hand on the wall and I just lean over like that. Just like, oh my God, my life is so hard and I'm so tired. I can't even stand here and pee. I'm just gonna roll myself up. God, this is awful. All right, so I finish, and I like turn away from the toilet, and this is when my brain goes, hey. Hey, Wheaton. Your dick's on fire. Wait, hang on. What? Yeah, your dick is seriously on fire. That doesn't even make sense. Like, I have not been near open flames for hours. I've been married for 10 years. I've never been to Haiti or Thailand. What are you talking about? And that's when my dick goes, holy fuck, dude, I'm on fire! Help me, let me put it out! This is the point where I go, oh God! So I what a rational human does in this situation, I panic. I just take all my clothes off. Because that should somehow help. And it doesn't. So this is me in the bathroom. Remember, totally naked. I remember what you do when things catch on fire. You stop, drop, and roll, and roll. So I try that. It's not working. Fairly confident that it's getting worse. I remember, because I really like spicy food, that I was at the Indian restaurant. And the Indian guy was like, and how hot would you like your bacon casadon? And I was like, 5, motherfucker! Oh, 5, really? Yes, 5! And I believe I said motherfucker. Bring me that 5. Cinco, if you please. And he brought me the 5. And I ate it. The back of my head blew off. Right? Like, I was like William H. Macy in Boogie Nights, just all over. I know, it was terrible. It was terrible. The weird part is that the thing was actually served in Nina Hartley's pussy. That was strange. It was called Bhopal Nights was the name of the place. So I guess it makes sense that that was their theme. It'll come around. It'll get you. You'll get it. You'll be like, Bhopal is in India. That's very clever, and it sounded like very nice. But what I did at the restaurant I just drank a big glass of milk, right? Because there's something in milk, I don't know what it is, magic, I guess, that neutralizes those things, right? So I'm like, milk! I run naked through the house to the kitchen, and I grab out of the refrigerator, I grab the milk, I grab a cup out of the cabinet, and I fill the cup with milk, put the milk back in the fridge, and then I just put my dick right into the cup. Just into the cup of milk, and I just kind of hold it there, right?
More about
it's not
than
working.
I think I wanted to know.
Maybe if I move it around maybe if I try to go a little faster. No, shh, don't talk. Move it back and forth. Maybe if I try to no. Maybe if I take it out and then put it back in. So this is when my wife walks into the kitchen and she sees me fucking our son's favorite happy face cup. And clearly the cup is really enjoying it. It's having a great time. Even smile on it. He's excited. There's milk all over my legs. And my wife does this. This is not the weirdest thing she's seen me do. So, it's still burning. So I disengage from the cup in my cut coitus. And I'm standing there in the kitchen, just milk dripping off my cock, pooling around the floor, kind of still burning. And in my hand, I am holding a happy face cup that is now filled with spicy dick milk. And I have to do something with it. Because I firmly believe that it is a sin to be wasteful. And well, Anne's not going to drink it because she's lactose intolerant. So that's not going to happen. I could just put it in the refrigerator and the kids wouldn't know. It's already in its favorite cup. No, that's kind of gross and weird. I can't do that. Maybe I could just make it into a shake. Be like, look, it's a jalapeno shake. It's artisanal. No. Guess it's just me and the milk. Making the kitchen. No, I'm pouring this out. My son heard me tell this story in public for the first time a couple of years ago. And he was like, after the show, he comes up backstage, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "You fucked my happy face cup?" I mean, what was I going to say? He saw it. So I put the cup in the sink. I'm standing in the kitchen. The fire is beginning to cool. I never did find out if it was... Don't want to mistake correlation for causation when you're fucking a cup of milk. And I'm certainly not going to peer review this study. But over time, the fire settles down. So I go into the bedroom. Anne's sitting in bed with a book. Just looks up at me. Well, that situation was taken care of. And she says, "Don't you bring your fucking jalapeno cock anywhere near me." But honey, the cup really enjoyed it. It's still smiling. I slept in and the lawn was untouched. So the moral of the story, my friends, is this. If you engage in yard work and you want to ensure that it is protected from wildlife, set your dick on fire. Everything is going to be okay. I told you I would tell you about my brother-in-law, so I'm going to do that now. My little sister, who is the baby of our family, recently had a baby of her own. And thank you for applauding for her. Yeah, because we didn't know if it was going to happen, but it did, and it's awesome. And he's great. He is an adorable, adorable, adorable little guy. And my wife and I went up to Oregon, where they live, to meet my nephew, who I call Batman. So we went up to meet him, and he's called Batman because my mother has a lot of opinions about things, and chief among them, what a baby should be named. So my sister and her husband made a very wise choice not to tell anyone in the family what the name of the baby was, right? Because as a campaign to change the name would begin in force. So I said, that's cool, but I'm not going to call it your baby or the baby. I'm going to call him Batman. And she was like, why do you want to call him Batman? Okay, first of all, because Batman. This will come up again in a little bit. She says, but if you call him Batman, then Andrew and I are going to be killed in an alley. And I was like, no, Amy. If his name was Bruce, that would happen. And then he'd become Batman. Jesus, he's not the baby you need, he's the baby you deserve. So we go up to meet them, and I'm really excited. Okay, we drive up to their house, and we're walking up the walkway, my wife and I, and their door opens up, and there is my little sister and her husband, and she's cradling their child, and it is just fucking magical. It is beautiful. They are such a beautiful, wonderful, a perfect family. It looks like Olden Mills glamour shot. It's beautiful. And I look at them, and I look at my sister, and she's just smiling, and I look at her husband, and he's so proud, and then I look at the baby, and I look at my brother-in-law, and I say, did you fuck my sister? Don't you fucking try to tell me you didn't fuck my sister, dude! Because I am looking literally at the baby right now! It's not cool! My wife begins the familiar series of apologies for my behavior as we go in the house. It's okay, they've had sex once, they have a baby, they never have to have sex again, it's fine. And I don't really have to be the protective big brother anymore. He's a father with an infant child, so now soul-crushing responsibility is going to cock-block him way more than I am. So we go inside, and they say to my wife and to me, we want you to be his godparents. And that's what I said. And I said, Dad, I would love to be his godfather. Here. And I killed a horse, and I put the head in the bed. And look, I take this very seriously. And she said, we want you to be his godfather because we want to make sure that someone teaches him how to be a nerd. I'm the only nerd in my family. I know it's weird, right? My parents don't have it, so they couldn't have passed the gene down. My brother and sister don't have the gene. Science does not understand the nerd gene, which is very ironic. Don't you think? Isn't it ironic? Yeah, I think it's a little too ironic. So this guy really does think that. Good. Okay. So we're all on that page, and now we're back in the 2000s. So, yes, absolutely, I will be his godfather. I will teach him how to be a nerd. So I went home, and I went to thinkgeek.com. I know it's our clubhouse. And I thought for my nephew everything. And I had it shipped to them on a pallet that was roughly the size of a Mini Cooper. And my sister calls me when it gets there. What the fuck? I'm sorry, what? What the fuck? Okay, first of all, you're welcome. What the fuck am I supposed to do with all this stuff? Okay, I'm going to talk you through it. No, I don't want you to talk me through it. He's 9 weeks old. You got him a solar radiometer.